Hello there, Sully here, the retired tanker yanker. Welcome to my channel. I think today's video qualifies as a rant. You know, there are more than a few channels here on YouTube which show what I like to call poverty porn. And yes, a lot of these are from vloggers in Philadelphia. Now, for the uninitiated, poverty porn videos are basically videos which depict homeless or derelict persons, drug addicts, etc. in basically ghetto-type venues or other parts of this country where upkeep and litter pickup is not a priority. And as I said, a lot of them are videoed right here in Philadelphia. Well, not right here because I don't live in Philadelphia anymore. Some of these videos are truly intended to show the sad state of decay that the once proud working-class neighborhood of Kensington has become. It was once a solid blue-collar neighborhood where everybody worked and everybody looked after each other. But it lately has become a mecca for drug addicts, homeless people, and others who have fallen through the cracks and landed in hard times. Now, I have nothing but sympathy for these people. Because there but for fate would I be. Of course, I've always had a job of work to do and a skill which was in demand. And I lived comfortably, if not affluently. I had proper health care insurance. I had enough to eat, and I could pay my bills. Mostly, anyway. I had an automobile with insurance. Was able to go out and have a beer occasionally. Had enough clothing, had a roof over my head, and a bed to lie down in at night. Sadly, there are some people who succumb to their demons. Addicts or suffer from untreated mental disorders or are just a victim of circumstance. Now, when I became a truck driver, I thought I was a saint of circumstance. I had just lost a job that I really didn't like anyway and got free training and wound up with a career. I took advantage of circumstance. And I made enough money that I had what I needed. And if I didn't have it, I likely didn't need it in the first place. I had furniture to sit on and a TV to watch. I had a computer, internet access, and a telephone. You know, there was once a time when not having a telephone wasn't that big of a deal. This was, of course, in the days of landline phones. But if you were single and, say, you lived in a rented room, you didn't need a phone. You could always use a payphone, and they were everywhere. If you wanted to see your friends, you simply dropped in on them and let the chips fall where they may. These days, however, society places a big emphasis on possessing things. The internet, for instance, is constantly bombarding you with the most obnoxious of ads for stuff you never had, likely don't need, and what they try to do is convince you that you cannot live another minute without it. TV, pretty much the same way, but it is what it is. In the 21st century, we have YouTube and vloggers who insist on showing us the seamier side of life. And dirty junkies living on the streets in tents or in a litter-strewn lot, begging for money to get that next shot. Yeah, well, back in the day, when I was younger, it was alcoholics, commonly known as winos, who were begging for spare change to buy that next bottle of Ripple or Four Roses. And then, as now, there are people who try to work to help those people. Sadly, too many of these people, despite their best intentions, fail at that task. Last year alone, over 5,000 people overdosed in the Philadelphia area. Think about that. A little over 500 people were the victims of gun violence, and that's a big deal. 5,000 dead junkies? Who cares? What has gone wrong with this world? We look for answers. We look to the mayor, the police, the district attorney. And when they can't deliver, when they can't wave a magic wand to make it go away, they incur the wrath of the great unwashed. And they generate a lot of poverty porn videos on YouTube. The point of which I'm still trying to figure out, by the way. But the mayor, the district attorney, and the police are not the problem in Philadelphia. It's the city council. Now, Philadelphia City Charter is supposed to give the mayor broad powers of governance. But in recent years, city council has usurped that power. In every election cycle, you get members of city council who are beating each other up to try to get the job of mayor. And they say they're going to solve the problem, but they're not the solution because they're part of the problem. What has to happen is the hands of the mayor and the district attorney and the police have to be untied so that they can do their jobs. Oh, Sally, it's not your problem anymore, you might say. You now live out in beautiful western Chester County among the good folk who have fled the city and the odd Amishman. Why do you still worry about it? Well, I'll tell you why. Philadelphia is still my hometown. I was born there. I still have friends there, and I'm concerned for them. And I'm concerned with any human who needs help and doesn't get it. Yeah, right, help. We're trying to clean up the area. We're gentrifying it. Yeah, we're just going to bring in a whole bunch of nouveau riche millennial types, and we're just going to take those junkies and those homeless and those people with untreated mental disorders and push them to another part of the city. We're not eliminating the problem. We're just moving it, kicking the can down the road, as it were. Now, how do you help somebody that doesn't want help? You force them to take it. You know, I had a situation in my life where somebody I once cared for, well, I gave her an ultimatum. Get into treatment or find a new place to live. If you do not get into treatment, I will be done with you. I will take legal steps to have you evicted. I told her that the road she was on had only two possible destinations, prison or the cemetery. Now, she managed to find them both, by the way, but the day after I gave her this ultimatum, she was arrested for selling drugs. Did a year in the Montgomery County lockup. Did she get treatment for her addiction there? No. She was forced to quit cold turkey. And that doesn't work because if you get treatment, the odds that you will not go back to the needle are much greater than if you just quit cold turkey. As far as her mental problems, she probably got a little treatment for it. Probably when they couldn't stand her when she became manic, but no place I haven't been. But if she had gotten the proper treatment and gotten it when I insisted on it, she might be alive today, and I still might be caring for her. But when she refused to do that, when she refused to take that action, I had no choice but to turn my back on her. Yeah, it's cold. It's cruel. But, you know, I wasn't doing myself much of a service by worrying about it. This is a person who put me through a lot of grief. There's nothing we can do about it now because she died 2 years ago, but there are people out there who are still alive that will benefit from help. Let's get them the help that they need. And getting them the help they need isn't watching this poverty porn crap on YouTube. If you can't physically get out there and do something, at least press your elected leaders, wherever you live, to give help to addicts, to get them the help they need, to get them the treatment they need, to get people with untreated mental disorders, get them treated, get them off the streets. Clean up the streets. This is Sully, the retired tank anchor. Safe and happy travels.